welcome back to Creative Live. And I am your host today, Kate Dessa. I am so excited that we are introducing another new class from one of our favorite instructors, Vanessa Joy. So Vanessa, welcome to the show and thanks for joining us live before we kick off your new class.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. We're going to do a little bit of yoga today that I personally need. So I'm really happy to be doing this right now.
I feel yeah. We're all stuck at our desks all the time, sitting in weird places at home. So
Yes.
this is a much needed, not just yoga for photographers. I'm sure this is going to be helpful for everybody. So tell us a little bit about the class. This is Yoga for Photographers Part 2. You do have a Part 1. So tell us a little bit about the classes, how they work together, and what got you excited to make them.
Well, we'll start at the end and then we'll go into the classes themselves. I have been a photographer for 20 years. And I got to a point where the gear was just heavy. I was working a lot, and not just me, but my second shooters and everyone else I work with, we all have the same pain in the same areas. It's like neck and shoulders and lower back, especially in addition to some other things. And it got so bad, I was going to a chiropractor for years and years and years. I ended up getting steroid shots, like just to relieve what was going on in my body. And I knew something had to change. Like, this is no way to live, and then it's no way to have longevity in your career as a photographer. So I started doing yoga. I hadn't been, I think in the past maybe 8 years now, I've been to the chiropractor once when I used to go twice a week. And yoga just healed my body. It helped prepare me for what I needed to do as a photographer, the gear that I had to carry. I do weight training as well. It's not all yoga, but the yoga gave the biggest relief to so many photographer problems. And I knew I had to share it. So that's why we created Yoga for Photographers 1. And when I went to CreativeLive with this idea, I think they thought I was crazy. But it's my best course on CreativeLive, my most popular course there, because it has helped so many photographers, not just with all the ailments, because I'm specifically targeting the things that I know hurt us photographers, but I also go into, especially in this new one, even more on concentration and what to do. I call it the pre-shoot and then the post-shoot hangover. So you have these little mini videos in there that are only 10, 15, maybe 18 minutes long, and then you also have the longer 40, 50-minute where it's a more of a whole body workout. But the testimonials are wild, and I know we've changed so many lives and helped create long careers for so many photographers.
Yeah. Well, tell me just a little bit more about the typical pain points. And from my perspective, I like to shoot photography as an amateur, but my guess is it's your wrists, your lower back, your shoulders. What are kind of the pain points for photographers typically?
Well, it does depend on the type of photography you do, but for the most part, it's the shoulders, upper back, and then lower back from being all around. So you have to think of how most people hold a camera. You're holding it, hopefully, by the way, I'll go reverse on you, but you're holding it hopefully like this, where the majority of the weight is actually in your left palm, because that braces it towards the camera and that'll help. But for most people, you're actually shooting and you don't think about that. So then you start kind of shooting like this, and then you shoot like this, and then you're shooting like this. And you can see, like, as I'm doing it, it's like, oh, yep, there goes the back. And oh, now my wrist is holding the weight of the camera. And it just over and over, day after day, it really takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell me, in this class, are you kind of teaching people postures that they should be holding their equipment, or is this more of a restorative after you've been out shooting? What you should do to help ease your aches and pains.
I don't think I go into how you should hold a camera. That's just a whole controversy, I'm sure. But it's more about preparing your body for holding photography gear, working long days, and then repairing your body after the fact. I do go into posture. We'll do that today, actually.
Okay, great. So I'm so excited because in addition to this class, you are going to teach us a little bit of at your desk yoga, which I think is helpful for pretty much anybody nowadays. So I would love for you to talk a little bit about just before we go into the yoga, a little bit about easy things you can do to keep your posture right while you're sitting at your desk, and little things that we probably easily forget about when we're hunched over at our desk just in creative flow.
Absolutely. So, as photographers or really anybody at this point, we're so often, and not just at our desks, but sitting on our couch or, at a chair or, well, we used to sit more at coffee shops, not so much anymore, but we tend to have this posture, even if we're sitting like comfortably, like I tend to sit with my knees crossed a lot. We end up just slowly, like slouching, or we're here and we're spending so much time that way, or, just like looking at our phones, that the muscles in your chest start shrinking and they're really tight. And then the muscles in your back aren't as strong because you're not making them hold yourself up. So then, like, your body ends up growing into a bad posture. But really, you don't have to think about it as like, oh, great, what am I going to do now? Just a little bit, 10 minutes a day of what we're literally going to do right now is going to make so much difference. And it's going to help you become more aware of your body, more kinesthetically aware of what's going on. And, you'll be like, oh no, wait, no, I can be here. And it'll make a big difference.
Yeah, so as a novice yogi myself, like that's what I think the biggest benefit to yoga is the awareness that it brings, and it allows you to take that pause and really be more in tune with your body. I think aside from strength building and doing things that are good for your body, ultimately it is the awareness that allows you to be like, oh wait, I'm slouching again. And it wasn't until I started taking yoga that I started to really kind of get in tune with those things.
Right. And it's not about flexibility either. So many people think, oh my gosh, yoga, you have to be flexible. No. Yoga is about that body awareness, understanding where you are and being where you are. So, especially today, nothing we are going to do, like you're not going to be sore tomorrow. And even in this class that we're just releasing right now, there's 4 main exercises where I'm starting you off. And it's just, I believe it's called releasing, is what I call the first full class, yoga class. And it is just all about like relaxing yourself, releasing those tight points, and just getting in to a place where you're like, okay, this is yoga, this is okay. And then we move up from there. And throughout the entire process, I'm giving you things to do, that you can modify. And again, it's not about the flexibility. And once you start doing it, you realize that and end up enjoying it.
All right. Well, I'm excited to get going on this little tutorial you're going to give us. I'm going to remind everyone real quick that you are watching the live kickoff for Vanessa's new class, Yoga for Photographers. If you are tuning in on social media, this is just a little prequel to the class that kicks off at 9:30. So tell us where you're tuning in from and where you're going to follow along. Are you sitting at your desk, and are you going to follow along with this yoga tutorial with us before we jump into the class at 9:30? So leave us some comments, let us know, and I'll hand it over to you, Vanessa. You can get started on this desk yoga tutorial.
Wonderful. So wherever you are joining us from, don't worry if you're in public. I won't make you do totally weird things. It's not going to be crazy, but do this with me. I promise. Don't just stare at me. Do it. That's awkward. Just do it with me. All right. So the first thing about yoga is breathing. Most of yoga, well, all of yoga really is centered around the breath and being aware of the breath. So we're just going to start there, and then we'll add some movements with the breath. So starting off, you want to always breathe through your nose. You're not going to breathe through your mouth. You're going to close your lips and breathe in a way where you're trying to sound a little bit like Darth Vader. So you kind of go. So it's a very intentional breath in and out. So you're going to do that with me. So everybody can breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and really try to fill up every little bit all the way to the top. And when you think you've breathed in enough, take in one little sip of air and then breathe it all the way out. And you can even put your hands on your belly as you're breathing out and almost try to push out that last bit of air at the bottom. Do that one more time. Breathe all the way in. And then let it go. Breathe out. Now you're going to take your thumb and your ring finger, and we're going to do a little play on breathing that's going to help stimulate different parts of our mind and our nervous system. So take your thumb, hold it over your right nostril. This is your right hand, right nostril. Go ahead, hold it over, and then breathe in only through the left nostril. Breathe all the way in. And then at the top of your breath, switch and put your ring finger on your left nostril and then breathe out. You're breathing out all the way out your right nostril. Stay here. Breathe in all the way through your right nostril. At the top of the breath, switch. Move your thumb to your right nostril and then breathe all the way out your left nostril. Let's do this one more time where we're alternating back and forth. So breathe in through this left nostril. At the top of the breath, switch. And then breathe all the way out. And then one more time, breathe all the way in. At the top of the breath, switch. And then breathe all the way out. Actually, just so we're even, we'll do it one more time. Breathe all the way in here. And at the top, switch, close off the left nostril, and then breathe all the way out. So at this point, you should really have an awareness of your breath. Keep that going, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And now we're going to add some movement to it. You can sit however you'd like in your chair, however you're comfortable. You can sit with your 2 feet flat on the floor. You can sit cross-legged if you want to. You can sit with one leg up. Doesn't really matter. But what we're going to do is add movement to the breath. So get yourself situated. You're going to go ahead and breathe, lifting your arms up in the air. And as you exhale, turn towards the right. And stay there till you're fully exhaled. And then inhale, come to the center. Exhale, turn all the way to the left. Now you're not pushing yourself. You're just going to a place that's comfortable. Breathe in towards the middle and breathe out again towards the right. Breathe in towards the middle and out again towards the right. Left, we're left now. So breathe in through the middle, and now we're going to tilt to the right. Doesn't have to be a big tilt, but just tilt it down. Maybe you can hold onto your desk to stabilize. So really think about keeping your left hip down as you stretch. You're going to feel that in your lower back. It's going to feel amazing. And then inhale to the center, and then exhale to the left side. You can even put your hand on your hip, really pushing that right hip down to get the stretch. Inhale through the center, again towards the right side. One more time, in through the center and down towards the left. Now we're going to put those two together. You're going to inhale to the middle, exhale, twist, and then lean forward that way. A lot of people have literally never done that movement, and it's crazy how good it feels. You're like, I didn't know I could stretch that. Inhale through the middle. Yep. Bring it through the middle, and then turn towards the left, and then tilt down. You kind of just want to stay here forever. Go ahead. Inhale one more time through the middle. We'll do one more time on each side. Turn, and then tilt to the right. And inhale through the center. Twist to the left, and then tilt. Wonderful. Go ahead and inhale through the center, and exhale, bring your hands down. So now you should be pretty loose, probably in the hips and the lower back. We're going to get more towards the middle and lower back. We're really working our way up. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can really see what this looks like. You can have your hands on your desk. You could have your hands on your hips or your legs, wherever's more comfortable for you. You're going to take an inhale and arch your back and look up. It doesn't have to be crazy. Like we're not making, circles. Just breathe into your chest, open everything up and arch, and then exhale to the opposite, round it all the way out. Inhale, open your chest, arch your back, look towards the sky. Make sure your shoulders are down when you're doing this. A lot of people do this. Keep them down. And then exhale. And you can even push out a little bit to really round your back. And you can tuck your head too. One more time. Inhale and arch. And exhale and round. You can even wiggle down here if you want to. All right, inhale back to neutral. Now we're going to go up into the shoulders. And this, by the way, do this on jobs every once in a while you're holding a camera. take a break and do this. You can do it against the wall. You could do it against the floor. We're going to do it against the desk. So what you want to do is you want to get to a point where your arms are straight and about shoulder width apart. So right in front of you. And you want to think of your shoulder blades and your chest. And you're going to first push your chest through your shoulders so that your shoulder blades are really pinching together. You do this as you inhale, and then exhale, push your shoulder blades apart and sort of round your chest. Now, you're not rounding your whole back. We're not doing that. We want to keep everything mid-back down still. We're just doing this with our shoulders. So inhale, push your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, and exhale. And try not to change where your neck is either. Inhale, push your chest through, and exhale. Really separate those shoulder blades. You can even really push against the desk. One more time. Inhale, push your chest through, squeeze your shoulder blades, and exhale, push. Good. And inhale, come back. I'm going to face you guys. All right, so now we're going to go up into the neck a little bit more. And then we're going to get into my favorite one right after that, the posture. So you can keep your hands right by your side. You're going to turn. So inhale in the middle, exhale, turn towards the right, and then drop your chin to your shoulder. Now, this is one of those other ones you're like, I've never moved my neck like this. So inhale to the front and try to come back the same way. So don't just come back. Inhale, lift your chin, and then turn. All right, so inhale in the middle, exhale, tilt to the left, turn to the left, and then tilt down. And then inhale, bring that tilt up, turn to the middle, exhale to the right, then chin to shoulder. Inhale, chin up, turn to the middle, exhale, twist to the left, chin down, and inhale, chin up, and go through the middle. Do it one more time. Inhale in the middle, exhale to the right, chin down. And then inhale through the center, exhale to the left, chin down. And then inhale, chin up, and come through the center. So this next exercise, we're really going to concentrate on your posture. You're going to see how horrible it is. There's no way to be nice about it. All right, so the best way to do this is definitely to do it against a flat surface. So you could do it against a chair, you could get up and go to the wall, but you have to have your back against a flat surface. And this is mostly flat. I'm going to lean a little bit, but that's okay. So go ahead and make sure that you're nice and tall, and you want the backs of your shoulders. You want your shoulder blades touching, and you want the back of your shoulders touching. And a lot of you be like, wait, my shoulders are all the way here, but they're supposed to be here. So let's go ahead. Try to just keep your back flat. Your arms are going to be also against the wall or whatever you've got behind you. We're going to inhale. Do not let your arms detach from what's behind you, the wall. Inhale till their thumbs touch up front, and exhale, bring them down, keeping them against that wall the entire time. Inhale, bring them up. There should be no space between you and the back wall or the chair. And exhale, bring them down. Now I'm noticing right away, I'm tilting my head forward. You want to keep nice, straight, vertical alignment. So inhale up. You want to look straight ahead, and exhale down. Wonderful. And this time, just go ahead and inhale up. Try to grab your hands and just give it a big stretch up. Straighten your arms if you can. Maybe wiggle a little, and then exhale down. So now when you come off against that wall, you're like, oh, there's some posture. When meanwhile, you're usually sitting like this. So it's a nice way to be very aware of that. Okay, I have two more things for you. You're going to take your hands. Now that we have our posture nice like that, you'll be able to take your hands and put them behind your back. Now you could just hold them like this. You could grab your elbows. If you're really yogi, you can go into reverse prayer, whatever is good for you. Find something behind there to hold on to. And what we're going to do is inhale in the middle, and then now just exhale, ear to right shoulder. Oh, I could stay here for an hour. Okay, inhale to the middle, and then exhale to the other side. Inhale through the middle, Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the middle. Exhale to the other side. And you want to remember, be very gentle with your neck. Inhale through the middle, wherever you want it to go, wherever it says you can go, that's where you go. Don't push it. If you want to, you can look up from here too. Might give you a little bit different sensation, but inhale through the middle. And then last time, exhale to the left. You could look at the ceiling if you want, then come back. Inhale through the middle. All right, so you should be very properly nice and aligned right now. So the last thing I want to do with you is I want to give you something that's an exercise for your eyes. And this is going to feel weird, but it's going to feel really good because most people have never stretched their eyes before, and that's what we're going to do. So to do this, you have to listen because you're going to close your eyes. So you're going to close your eyes. You're going to remember your breathing while you're here. So start there. Make sure your posture's nice and up, squeezing your shoulder blades together, engaging the core. Just breathe in first and then breathe out. All right, so keep a nice deep breath going. You're going to, while your eyes are closed, look all the way to the right. And then look all the way to the left as far as you can. And then look all the way up and all the way down. And now here comes the tricky part. You're going to do figure eights with your eyes. I know it sounds like you can't do it, but you can, and this is going to improve concentration as well as stretch your eyes. So you're going to try to do figure eights with your eyes while your eyes are closed. And for some of you, this is going to relieve a headache you didn't even know you had. Go ahead and switch the other way. Do figure eights the other direction. And make sure you're still breathing. And then take one last inhale. You can stop stretching your eyes. And as you exhale, bring your eyes between your eyebrows. Also going to feel like a nice stretch. And you're just going to stay here for a moment, really trying to bring your eyes to the middle of your eyebrows. Breathe in. Deep breath. Make sure you're really filling your body with all the air you can. And then exhale. Really squeeze that all the way out. You can push on your stomach if you want to, push on your diaphragm, and then breathe in. You're going to notice your breath right now is so much deeper than when we started. Breathe out, and then just relax your eyes. Let your eyes go wherever they want as your eyes are closed. Breathe in one more time. As much as you can, hold your breath at the top. Take in one little more sip of air, and hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale it all the way out. Push every little bit of air out that you can. And then you can slowly open your eyes. It probably is going to seem a lot brighter than you remember it to be. But you should feel amazing right now. You've loosened all those key areas, gotten some movement, body awareness, stretched out your eyes even. So important for us photographers to take care of our eyes. And
Yeah,
you probably feel a lot more
that is not
concentrated.
it's not something that had ever even crossed my mind, but obviously a photographer, you're straining your eyes all the time by looking through the lens, but most of us, we're looking at our phone all day, we're looking at our computer, right. We're just straining our eyes in so many different ways, and it's never even crossed my mind to stretch my eyes. Is that something that you kind of learned in yoga, or was that something you adapted to given you are a photographer?
I did learn it in yoga. In fact, there are whole videos that are just yoga for your eyes. They're very fun. I actually, in the Yoga for Photographers Part 1, I do even more with you, helping you increase your peripheral vision, and then just give you some other tips to relax the muscles in your eyes that we work so hard.
Wow, that's such, there's yoga is so vast, and you don't even think about all of the ways your body moves, and you get so in a habit. And regardless of whether you're a photographer or you're an engineer or you're doing or you're a cook, you ultimately start to get in these repetitive motions all the time. And like you were saying, when we were doing the yoga, it's your chin or your neck doesn't move in ways that it does move in every way you can imagine, but you just get in this habit of not actually getting it into different positions. So just those little, I mean, that took us, what, 10 minutes? And I'm already feeling like, oh, I can feel my body in ways that I wasn't feeling it before we got started.
Wonderful. It's exactly what I want to hear.
So tell me, you said you started doing yoga. You don't have to go to the chiropractor anymore. What other benefits are people going to get from this class?
I mean, you will have just overall better health, and not just physical health, but mental health as well, because so much of yoga is connected to breathing, and breathing is just life. You will find your stress levels go down and just be able to walk around and live a bit easier. Once you put this into your routine with yoga, certain things that maybe bothered you to do before, or, maybe had to crawl on the ground to get something your kid dropped, it's not going to be quite as painful, as much of an effort.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm so excited that we are kicking off this new class. Again, this is Yoga for Photographers Part 2, and this is the live kickoff. We have Kenna, my coworker, and also the host you see most often is in the comments, leaving you guys the class to go watch it. So right after we're done with this live stream, make sure you click on that link and you can head over to watch the class at 9:30. It is streaming 24 hours for free, so I highly recommend going to go watch it today. And Vanessa, tell us where we can stay in contact with you. Where can we follow you? What can we keep up to date on what you've been up to? Where are the best places to follow you?
The best places are Instagram. I'm Vanessa Joy on Instagram, and I've got tons of photographer education there in my link in bio. And you can also find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Vanessa Joy.
All right. Well, we'll drop those into the comments as well so everyone can follow. But before you do that, make sure you head over to the class page to watch the free live stream today of Yoga for Photographers Part 2. And thank you so much for tuning in this live stream, and we will see you guys again soon.
Pursuing creativity is arguably the most practical thing that you can do.
We humans are adaptation champions. That's what makes us human, our ability to imagine.
The hard part is to look inside and say, what are my invisible beliefs that I have about money? I wanted to figure out how it actually worked.
And you are really here because you became passionate about an idea.
What does it take to capture great photographs of birds? You have to be grounded in your cameras. You need to understand the technology.
Just like any band shoot, we're looking to capture great shots of the band themselves playing on stage. So the drummer shot, lead singer, guitars.
How do you even prepare to shoot with your phone? And then we're actually going to go into the edit.
Once you hit rock bottom, there's no place to go but up. You learn what's real. You learn what's needed.
In astrophotography, there is a great deal more planning involved because you are literally shooting in the dark.
We can't change others, but we can change our perspective.
Wow, that's a good way to start the day.
I had tears in my eyes.
If you're feeling isolated and looking for creative connection, try tuning into CreativeLive.com/TV. That's where we've got a 24/7 live stream from the kitchen counters.
I can do that backlit shot that I really like to do.
From the studios and living rooms of many of the world's top creators, where we're doing musical performances, Q&As, cooking shows, virtual book tour events, drawing, spoken word poetry, and more.
Life passed me by waiting for an invitation when the world is greater than my nation or my occupation. Be someone you've never been. You feel all that adrenaline, it's medicine.
actually helps me feel like my days are more purposeful.
I hope that out of this deep pain will come some collective growth.
Dive into CreativeLive TV today.